Welcome to, oh, look, how's that? Do you like my priestess headgear? Okay, wonderful. Okay, welcome to the temple in Avalon. Okay, now, as you can all see, that I am very much perched on all sorts of things here, trying to get a recording because there's zero connectivity as far as Wi-Fi goes in Avalon, but as far as like connectivity, there is a lot. So I would like to, and so what I'm saying is if you lose me or whatever, just hang around, we go back in because I'm working off cell phone network here, because obviously there's only that. Okay, and the connectivity does come in and out. So I would like to just show you where I am. Okay, so I'm going to try and do a panoramic here because, as I say, I'm on my phone. If I can like just do this, I mean, it's absolutely beautiful here, especially on a summer's day.
Wow.
This is just, hey, Michelle, how are you?
Hi, baby. Hi, everybody.
So I don't know whether you can see, but anyway, just there, I can see it. You probably can't, but it's it's in the distance. There is the Glastonbury Tor. So where I'm sitting is in direct line to this. And this is, yeah, out in the field. And down there, you might not be able to see, but there is an apple orchard. And literally, when you walk up, you have to walk through an industrial state and it's all a bit sketchy. And then all of a sudden, you come here and it's like this mound has its own weather pattern, because when you come here it's so incredibly peaceful. So when I first came here I was like, well, there's not really like, okay, so it's a mound. I think I experienced, oh, what's gone on there, I think I experienced the most powerful healing I've ever had here. And then the other day, yesterday, let me pop you guys back there. Yesterday, I was just sat here, I wasn't even meditating, and I completely just had this massive heart expansion and I was absolutely blown away. And you know, when you feel like it's not anxiety, you've got to catch your breath because it was just opening. And then I was going for a healing actually in the town with one of the priestesses, and it was incredible. And I really, really got shown the power of this place, you know. So just to give you a bit of a backstory of Bridie's Mound, okay? It's a very, very sacred place, obviously in the name of St. Bridget, right? And St. Bridget is obviously one of the Celtic goddesses, which is Irish Celtic, right? Now, she is all about rebirth, transformation, fertility, renewal, poetry, and inspiration, much like Cerridwen, okay? She's the fire in the hearth. So, fire in the hearth is transformation. So, a hearth is like the fireplace of a home. And in those days, there was a fire and it was nurturing and it was comforting and there was always food on the fire cooking. So, there's a very sort of like nourishing feel that Bridget brings to us, right? She's not a solar goddess, but she is connected to the solar energy because of her beautiful red hair, and she signifies the beginning of spring. So that's where the renewal energy comes from. And I wasn't planning on doing a transmission here, but I just thought after yesterday, I was like, this is where it needs to be, because we have the new moon, which is the solar eclipse in the new moon coming up in a couple of days. So I thought, well, this is where we're at, you know. So so anyway, I this is where I just was guided to actually, you know, do this session, right? So Bridie's Mound, so let's, even though we know it's about St. Bridget and everything like that, every natural mound in, I suppose, the world, but very much Celtic Britain, is regarded as a portal to the other world, right? It's where the veil is very thin here. It's where we come and we speak to the ancestors. So I thought, well, being here is a perfect place where you literally come and lie face down, and you place your stomach area, if you're a woman, your womb, if you know, your sacral chakra if you're a man, and you lie here and you just allow the energy of whatever you're carrying to be taken from you, as it were, by the mothers, by Bridget, because the women used to come here and bleed and have babies, and it was just a place of community. But these mounds, very much like the Tor, is actually a gateway. It's a portal. This is the place where it's what we call the liminal space. We speak about that a lot with Hekate. That's where the lost souls come, where we transition to the other side. So all kind of like big mounds and everything like that were regarded in ancient ways as, like, you know, where the point of communication with the ancestors were really, really strong, you know. So, you know, so what we're going to be doing today is, I am just going to put it out there that I I'm going to do my sharing with the group now. We're going to go into a meditation for grounding in a minute. In fact, let's do that first of all to bring us all together. Now, apologies, Michelle, you're going to be like heading this group when we put the recording out because I'm doing it on my phone. And I don't know why we're not all on here. But anyway, you're up front and center. So if you don't mind.
I'm the only one again. What's up, guys?
People in the group are like heading the show today. So whoever speaks, I don't know whether that's going to click in. And if you're paranoid about being seen, well, sorry for that. So yeah, so we're going to go into a meditation now, and we're going to really ground our energies in and just come into this very, very powerful, special place. So closing our eyes now, taking a nice big deep breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And inhale again, inhale, fill the belly, fill the chest. Breathing in again, nice big belly, biggest, deepest one. Fill the lungs, fill the belly. And I want you to hold your breath this time. Hold it. And exhale. And feel yourself coming into this liminal space. Feel yourself coming into the beautiful land of Avalon. You're sitting right next to me in this space, on this very, very powerful portal, the place where the ancestors commune. And it is a place where we can rest, reprieve, take a beat, and take a breath, and just let it go. So allow what needs to come up into your body come up, because there is a lot of energy, a lot of stresses that you are moving through right now, and quite rightly so. And now with your visualization, as you rest here on top of Bridie's Mound with me in Avalon, we walk together now and we head off into the depths of the forest. And as we walk barefoot, we start to hear the bubbling of rivers, the running of energy, a sacred river, if you will. And we arrive at the river, and this river is beauteous. It is crystal clear. You can see the river weed move like seaweed in the sea. It just moves with the energy of the river. It's twinkling in the sunlight. And you can feel the energy of this crystalline water within this river. You're called to step in now. And as you step in, you are now up to your knees in the depths of this powerful river. Not so powerful that it washes you away, but powerful enough for you to feel the energy of this space. And as you stand there, you can become very connected to the sacred water flowing, the divine feminine waters of Avalon. This is the river. And as you look in front of you, as the river flows away from you, you feel the energy of the river. It runs and you can watch it as far as you can see. And then all of a sudden it just turns off in the distance and there is no knowledge of its whereabouts, where it is going. And it's okay. You feel the energy. It's alive. And then you turn around and you look behind you and you look up into the mountains, up into the fields. And there you can see in the distance, but again, you cannot see where this river originates from. And it doesn't matter, there's no need to know. But what becomes very apparent to you is you stand in this Celtic consciousness. The Celtic consciousness is something which is not a religion, it is a frequency. It is a consciousness. And as you stand in the river, you become one with this river. And you become one with your ancient rooted self. And as you feel that, and you say that, you feel your feet sink into the sand and the pebbles beneath. And you feel as if the riverbed has pulled you in a little bit more. And you feel a deep sense of grounding in your root chakra. And as you feel the oneness of the energy of the waters of Avalon pull you in, and as you feel the absolute river flowing away, river flowing to you. This Celtic consciousness reminds you that you are part of it all. I am, I am, I am. All of a sudden, everything becomes irrelevant. All of a sudden, the worries, the overthinking, life becomes less important as you finally connect with the truth of who you be. For you are also an ancestor, because we're all one. Many will come beyond you. Many will probably channel you in the days when your bones have turned to dust. You will reincarnate again and possibly come back again. It matters not, the circle of life, the circle of the I am. And as you feel this oneness with this beautiful sacred river, you fall back, arms outstretched, and you do the biggest trustful. And as you do so, the torrent of the river gets stronger now, and you are taken. Not in a negative way, not in a scary way, not in a traumatic way, in a I surrender. And you feel yourself being taken off to the river, all the way down. And there is no focus on where you're going, because it's not important. What is important is you feel the divine support of these sacred waters that hold you. And these waters, these energies you feel, well, that is the energy of the mothers. Bridget, Cerridwen, Hekate, Sekhmet, Isis, Hathor, Wadjet, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Anna, grandmother of Jesus. All of the mothers, they are here with you. You feel a warmth and a tenderness and a childlike feeling of being nurtured, not in a helpless way, in a I surrender, and I receive the love that's always there for me, and I receive the love of Avalon. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. Taking a nice big deep breath. Our circle is now open. So when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So I figured out the screens, guys. So, oh gosh, heart open. So I'm going to do a little bit of a sharing because everybody knows how much I love Avalon. And since my feet touched the ground in England, I have had the most awful time, which has just got worse and worse and worse. And then I came to Avalon and I thought, it's okay. I have a week here, Chalice Well. I'm going to be nurtured. I'm going to have the best time. And prior to me, because I came over to England to put my kids, well, to help my daughter come into England. My son was already here, and my daughter, who is my last child, I was like, right, okay, let's help her move over to London. Knowing that she's sensitive and very spiritual and gets overwhelmed, I thought she might struggle, which she did. So she had quite a big meltdown. And I said to her, why don't you come to Avalon for 2 nights? And come for healing, because as your life changes and you're in that liminal space of your life changing, because she's 18, mother-daughter energy, I thought how beautiful this will be if I can help my daughter. How wrong was I? She came in, she healed, she left, and I was plunged into the deepest grief I've ever felt. And it's a grief that goes beyond me now. It goes beyond me because it goes all the way out into the world. And I'm really confused as to what it's even to do with anymore, but it is a collective grief. And my immediacy is letting my child go. And I thought I was helping Ava. She knew exactly what she was doing. These young starseed kids, she came in and was like, yeah, I'm good at goodbye. And I was like, yeah, I'm helping my daughter. And then I was like, oh God, suddenly it just switched. And I was just like, ooh. So I have been in the depths of my darkness, of my grief. Now, I have faced many shadows, as we all have, because I know many of us have been to many places, even if we've not even left our homestead, we've faced shadow, right? We know pain, okay? We know we're shadow workers. Doesn't matter what you are. If you're facing your shadow, you're a shadow worker, you know? And I've faced most things, but this grief, give me anxiety, give me something else to do with something else. This grief, I didn't realize. I've never wanted to run to the hills. Like honestly, I'm like, get me out of here, get me out of here. I have resisted so hard, right? And being here on the lands, it's grief of walking with Yeshua and witnessing die on the cross. We've all been there. We've all been the disciples. We've all walked together. So it's that grief. I'm coming here and the world grief, what they want to do with Avalon, they're trying to change it into a business and they're trying to block the portals. And it's the anger and the rage at like all of these things. So it's a mixture of grief, rage, sadness, all of the things. So very quickly it moved beyond my space. It's almost like my daughter needed to trigger the grief on a monumental level for me to run with it. It's like a ladder in the tights. She went. And I wanted to go. I nearly left 2 days ago. And I was like, no, I have to face this. I have to stay here and anchor it down here. So my idea of coming to Avalon and skipping through the daisies like I did last time is not what's happening right now. And the grief is so intense. Now, I am bringing this into the space because I've spoken to so many of us that are at this point, same thing, the grief, the anger, the frustration, the restriction. Michael, I even went to see Joseph Arimathea. Joseph Arimathea is in Glastonbury Abbey. I've always been able to walk up to my ley lines, put my hand on his tomb and, you know, channel. They've roped it off. So I go to Glastonbury Abbey. There's this beautiful ancient stone egg, which the ancient women of old times used to bleed on for fertility. So if one wants to have a baby or whatever, you know, you just go and sit on that stone. It's gone. It's been moved, but it's been there forever. So I do not know what is going on in the world, but it made me so angry. So I'm like addressing this anger, this righteous rage of like, no. So there was restriction. And then I was like, no, we want freedom. So you see, I feel that we're in this crossroads where, yeah, I could go out there and we could get really ragey about everything, but I do know that I have to just, you know, let those fires burn and then bring it into the waters, because that's the only way that we're truly going to get movement. Otherwise, we keep recreating the wheel, right? So I believe, I mean, how's your month of March, everyone? How has it been? It has been next level, right? Anybody want to share?
I've been whining and crying the whole entire March,
Yeah.
the whole entire time. Like, and I just noticed that yesterday. I told my kids, I just realized that I've been whining and resisting and complaining the entire March. Like, I wasted my time doing that and I'm done with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, anxiety and sadness of the charts. I agree with you, Michelle. Like, you know, I kind of got to the point the other day where I was like, I'm bored of this now. Even though it's really sore and it's stingy, I'm kind of done with it. I'm tired of the same old story I keep telling myself. And that's something I wanted to throw into the circle today. What is the story that you keep telling yourself? Right? You can even write that down in your journal, revisit it, revisit it, revisit it. It really cuts through the bullshit and it kind of says, right, tells you exactly what's going on. What is the story you're telling yourself? And my story is that I feel that I still believe in the restriction because of authority. And that's like there's some soul retrievals going on, and it's gonna be quite intense, but we're gonna, I feel, come right with the solar new moon, because I was actually thinking about this. Last year was the year of transformation, right? Which is when I spent a lot of time here, and that was like an inner experience, right? Am I right in saying that the second year after that, which was this year, is like the inner change happened? Now we're being challenged with the physical stuff where we have to change. And I think physically change, like the habits now, because the internal shift has happened. That was last year. Now it's like, oh, you've got to back it up now. And the fact that we're like, oh, don't want to change. I am fighting like you don't understand. I am resisting. And I feel that the distraction, the story that I'm telling myself, helps me resist, because I'm like, oh, no, but what about that? But what about, Marie, if you just lay in the waters and let the river take you? So it's like it's at
Mhm.
that point of absolute surrender. And I think as a collective, we are working with that. So and it's the grief of the old timeline. And I do believe it's not just about letting go of the stuff that we don't want. It's about you have to let go of it all of it,
Right.
you know?
Are you, and here's another, are you seeing 222, 222, 222
Yes.
often?
Yes.
837, 837, 837. 837 is stay the course, right?
Okay.
222, the shift is coming, right? Be patient. They're both the same, but then 8, 3, and 7 are the affinity, allowing everything to come together in the present. And
Yeah.
the 7 is walk into your next.
Right.
Okay.
That
Mm.
that's the liminal space, isn't it, Mike? Called walking to
Right. So you watch those, or if any one of those comes up, it's like, where's your balance? The three is
yeah,
the balance. Three is a balancer, right?
yeah, yeah,
And then that the X, you mentioned the X because I haven't been there. I hope to be there later, right?
yeah.
But they moved the X.
They
You
move.
said where the women, would sit with
Yes,
their
egg. There's like an egg rock, okay, and it
they
sits on
got
the corner of
yeah,
the
yeah.
kitchen, the old style kitchens. And I mean, I know it was there because I sat on it last year, and they're doing all this new changes. Everything's changing, and then I went down to Joseph Arimathea, and they'd roped it off, and it just made me so angry because I
Yeah.
was like, why, why are you taking all of this away now? And it's like, and it seems to be all around. Even Egypt has its own examples of that right now, where I'm frustrated with the divine masculine of the shadow, which is interfering through control, manipulation, blah, blah, blah. It's really got into an intense point.
Mhm.
And I do know that these are just things. It's just things. At the end of the day, it's Joseph always says, "Find me in your heart. Don't worry about that." Do you know what I mean? But it's just stimulating that anger, of just yeah. I think the world is at war right now, and it's the head and the heart, isn't it? And it is like this absolute bursting onto the divine into the divine feminine fully now, full embodiment. So, I mean, Hecate. So to share with you as well, Hecate has been very present. She was very present in my healing yesterday, and I opened the space with her. Okay, which is when everything exploded here. I should know better. I mean, segments show me when I invoke her. I was like, oh, I didn't know. It's like I knew when I put my offering down and I said Hecate, 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 and I said, show me everything that is hidden. Now, I believe that the grief and the sadness, which can be constituted as depression, all the rest of it, I feel that that is what I call the nut in the gut. We've gone through all the layers now. You know what I mean? And it's like it's that I feel that grief and sadness is the absolute of this final stage of pushing through, And I don't think I have ever been to somewhere so deep that it literally just taken my breath away. And I've been through some stuff, let me tell you. You know what I mean? But this is like next level. And I think I look at the synchronicity of Ava coming in and then leaving. And I look at the synchronicity of me being in Avalon at this time in the month of March. Didn't think about it, but I was just like, and all I kept saying to myself is, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. Isn't that quite symbolic in itself? So I think the energy of where we're all at right now is we want to go home. Exactly. We want to get into the heart. We want to get into the heart. So I feel that Hecate is very much a big part of this session as well. Okay. And I actually channeled a poem for her because we're going to go into another meditation in a minute, because I feel that coming and doing this temple gathering in Avalon was less of the activations as such and more of the soothing, and just because we have all worked so hard and we've done so much. And I feel that now we are going to be moving into a space where I had an interesting conversation. We're not going to need to protect ourselves for much longer, because when you're in the divine feminine and you're in the I am presence, protect yourself from what? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, we're kind of like I say, in that liminal space. We have one foot here and we have one foot there. which enters me beautifully into Hecate and the next meditation we're going to do, because she's going to take us to a crossroads. And then in this crossroads, she is going to show us what it's like to walk between the two worlds. Now, talking about that two worlds, I'd like to bring examples of that. The Great Pyramid, when we, and Michael, you've climbed through that, and Julie, we're like, we've actually climbed into that place. We know what that feels like when you go into the subterranean chamber or whatever. You're just inside, it's like two worlds, right? The glass.
And did you know they just found some pillars right underneath there?
I know, I believe so. And Toth has been banging on about that for ages, going, come on, humans.
Amazing.
Anytime now. And look at the timing of it, that it's
Yeah.
actually been like unearthed now. You kind of do a bit of an eye roll and go, well, of course. You know what I mean? So the liminal space is like the two worlds, which we walk all the time. We live in the world of cars and money and all of that kind of stuff, but we also are shadow walkers, right? We go into the other side, which is where all the magic and everything like that is. And like Michael brought up earlier, it's about the balance. So I feel like, there's like some soothing, some healing of coming into that balance. So we're now going to walk with Hecate, and she's going to bring us into that liminal space and just kind of like recenter our beings and just receive a little bit of, I suppose, grounding and centering with Hecate. So get yourself comfortable, okay? Close your eyes, you know the deal, okay? I'm going to just take a nice big deep breath in once again. Inhale. And a big exhale. And another one like that. Inhale all the way from the root chakra, top of the crown. And exhale. And then one more like that. Inhale. Holding it at the top. And exhale. Keep breathing nice and slow to whichever is comfortable to you. Really feeling the energy of Avalon surround you. Calling in the overseeing heart energy of Lady Avalon, the goddess of this isle, as she walks with us always. All of the mothers. And as we stand with all of our mothers, because they're a huge collective, massive, many you know, many you do not know, but you are so loved. You are so very loved and so very, very supported at a time that is critical and crucial in its evolution. Even though we may feel that out there the world is falling apart, quite the contrary, they tell us. It is being reborn. For something to die, it has to be reborn. And for it to die, it has to break. But being in that breaking process can shake one's world a little as past life memory comes flooding in, and you as a being in a physical body, you are now transcending all timelines. There are many bleed-throughs, as we call it, many timelines that will be felt in this physical body. They cannot vibrate out there as soul parts or undealt with karma. This is why one's experience right now is powerful, because we are correcting all, aligning all that is out of balance. And balance is the key word. For when the divine feminine leads, she activates the divine masculine, and they do a beautiful sacred dance in each other's arms, dancing, moving, merging. And through their harmonious, blessed dance, something is born anew. Harmony, peace, flow. That is the sacred triad. But for us to achieve such things, one has to go to the depths of their darkness. This is no easy task. And one must be allowing of so many energies coming in, for you cannot run this through the physical mind, for you will be scrambled. It is just for you to open the gates, let the floods flow. Question nothing, allow everything. But it is for you to face that which is hidden. And so much is subconscious that much of it you are not aware. And as we speak about hidden pockets of power, for that is what they are, Hekate steps forward out of the mother circle. And she stands above you, for she is tall. She looks down upon you. She is shrouded in a black cloak. The keys that are tied around her waist are the keys that open portals, realms, dimensions. She takes the lost souls to the other side. She has 3 powerful black wolves that walk with her, her guardians, her protectors, as they are yours too. They soon circle around you, and even though you should be in a scene that's a little bit intimidating, you feel a depth of security and safety with Hekate. You are anticipating much anxiety because she is now asking you to look at parts of self that you do not want to look at. It is essential that this is embodied and embraced to walk through the next timeline. And it is just about releasing. It is just about letting go. You do nothing with what comes through except release it. Can you trust me? Do you trust me? There is apprehension in this conversation from your side, for you now come to realize that there is maybe a little slight mistrust with the mother energy. This may be communicated to you through your physical mother or a sister wound, something that represents the mother energy, the divine feminine. Many of us hold a mother wound for when we were child form, young. As sensitive starseed children, we did not always get what we needed. Hekate now takes your hands. With her very dark eyes, she looks deeply into your soul. And she says, it is time for you to trust us. You look up and beyond her and you see all of the mothers that are standing in a circle, as well as she. And they all hold different vibrations, different aspects, goddesses of 10,000 names. But it is time to trust the mother. Suddenly, Hekate places her hand on your heart and she literally pulls out streams and streams of dark consciousness, which may be very connected to your lack of trust. These are stories, these are experiences, traumas. You need not have that anything to do with these anymore. Let it go. So you allow her magical hands to pull out all of this dark smoke energy. She just keeps pulling it and pulling it and pulling it until there is nothing left and there is a lightness to one's heart. And as she throws this dark energy up into the ether, her animals, they howl. The mothers, they smile. And suddenly you are infused with the beautiful green heart energy. She takes your hands once more and she looks deeply in your eyes and she says, I will ask you again. Do you trust the mothers now? Hekate, who was once quite scary, you throw your arms around her and you hug her. And you say, yes, mother. I surrender. I surrender. And that, she says, is all that needed to happen. She takes your hand and she has a torch in her other hand, for she is also the keeper of torches. She illuminates the way. And first of all, the path that the two of you walk is quite dark. But suddenly, as she takes you to this place, you see in the distance an illuminated bridge. She walks you to the center of the bridge. And at this stage, it is just a bridge. As you stand on the bridge, you realize you're stood over the top of your beautiful Avalonian, sacred, divine feminine water river that flows beneath you. Ah, familiarity. This is my place. I am safe. You connect with that energy beneath you. And from distance now, she speaks to you. And she says, I call for you now to look to your right. And as you do so, you find yourself seeing into the life that you have, or rather the human life that we all have. Bills to pay, challenges, busyness, cars, jobs, thinking, a lot of thinking. And she asks you now to send this beautiful green heart energy you have, send it into that side of your life. And even though you see this beautiful picture of your life, kind of it's all going on and it's busy, it is infused with green energy. And green is a very, very calming color as well. And it brings a less intensity to it. She says, this is your life. And then you turn and she says, look to your left. And to your left, there are beautiful meadows. There are temples. There are sacred shrines. There are magical animals. This is the place where magic happens. And it's very distinct between the two. But she says, send your heart energy there. And you send an absolute tsunami of heart green energy all the way into your magical life. Your magical life to the left and your physical life to the right. And then you bring all of this green energy into the center again. And you allow yourself to connect with the flowing river. And this is the important part, the liminal space where the magic is. As you bring these two extreme worlds together, because they are opposite, you send the heart energy all the way down through the bridge and you connect with the river that flows. The flowing energy of your sacred river is what gives you the movement and the synchronicity and the smoothness of everything just flowing. So now I want you to just really bring in that balancing energy and just feel the water energy in your own physical body. Feel the river inside of you. And now, as you stand here, take an opportunity, if there is anything like grief, anxiety, whatever it may be, send it down through your feet, through the bridge, into the water. May it be washed away and transmuted into nothing but love. And then she speaks to you. She says, dear heart, this space where you stand between the two worlds is where you are most powerful. I am speaking from the power that comes from being in balance. The busyness of your physical life must be embraced. It's why you came. That is your divine masculine. The magical essence and the playfulness and the awan and the heka to your left is the other world. And that's your magical life, where you are a magician, a magi, where you play. And the two both have a rightful place in your reality. And where you stand in this cross section is where you must always stand, directly above your flowing river. For that is where the magic is most potent, and that is where the magic is ignited. Never forget this. And now she calls for you to dig deep now. Take a moment to think about what it is. In this moment of March, what is coming up for you? The question that was asked at the beginning, what story do you tell yourself? What is it that's coming up to you most prominently? Release the story, feel the emotion. For we all have a part to play in our human experience, and we have all taken on a part of the load. Grief and sadness is very common between us, but there is also anger and rage, disappointment, disillusionment. What part of the load did you agree to carry, dear starseed? And what part do you now release to the river? And now we speak some sacred words for Hekate to help you with that release. Hekate, goddess of the sea. Take me to your depths. I seek to discover me. In the darkest deep, so much is unknown. It is now my time to face this. It's time for me to come home. Darkness be revealed. Show me what is hidden. Shadow, show thyself, and all that's deemed forbidden. I grant me access to my pain. No more avoidance, no more shame. That which hides will now be seen. In the name of Hekate, I wash myself clean. Illuminate my path, please, Mother, show me the way. A journey back to heart, and here is where I stay. Hekate, 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 keeper of my keys. Unlock my highest timeline. My future I will see. For now I am truly ready to embody all that's mine. To know myself once more that I am an extension of the divine. And as you feel these words reverberate through your being, feel a strength of authority, strength of remembering who you be, who you truly are. Yes, we have a human experience, but you are not the pain. You are the Magi, the magician. You are the Grail Knight. You are the Grail Maiden. You are the priest. You are the priestess. You are the one that knows, and the one that agreed to come here at this time as we find each other once again and we work together in this way and we commune together. Hekate, Hekate, Hekate. Keeper of my keys. Unlock my highest timeline. My future, I will see. What comes into your vision now? What do you see? She lights the way for you always. Her torches shine bright. She grants you access to the new world by activating your divine sight. So many love, so much love and blessings, Hekate, thank you. And when you're ready, bring yourself back to the space and open your eyes. Ooh, my heart center's just gone. Ooh. Everybody all right? Yeah? I'm getting to know Hecate quite well now because she came in like quite fierce, but she's like Sekhmet where she does have a soft side to her. But you go there. Do you know what I mean? You go there. You know, it's yeah, you go there. So now, I mean, like we are 2 days away from the new moon eclipse, right? We've completed Hell month. March madness is like, well, it's beyond madness. Put it this way, if we can survive this and we've literally got to the end of March, we're good for what we love. I've been walking through Avalon today and I popped into some crystal shops and girl, I have held temple everywhere because we've just got into it. And I thought it was just me and everybody's like, oh God, let's talk about this grief. And I said about grief and I was like, we were just talking about that, you know? So we need to bring some light and laughter to it, that it's actually like, holy shit, this is like some next level stuff, right? And it's real. It's real. And I said that this is just the gospel of Marie, that I do believe that come May, June, which is just around the corner, once we've kind of like processed March, we'll probably gather our soul parts together through the month of April. And then I feel that May is going to start to kind of like show us what Hekate has shown us, whatever came in your vision, you know, about what it's going to look like. And we're all going to be called to make big changes in our life. And we're creatures of habit. We know the deal that when it comes to, you know, changing the habits, it's because we don't want to be. I mean, I even sit here and I go, well, what I was doing before, I want to get out and meet you guys. I don't want to be sat here on a video call. I actually want to come to where you live and we hang out. You come here, we hang out. I'm tired of just like doing it on a little screen. I mean, we should be banging drums and then going for a coffee afterwards or whatever. And there's this want for tribe now coming back. And I think that we have really completed on that. And I do truly feel that that's the difference. That's what's going to happen. People's situations are changing because of that. Because what's the first thing we say? We don't have enough money to go on retreat, or we don't have enough money to fly over there and meet that person. I don't have time. I don't have this. Well, we have been so powerful in our work and our presence and our process in really tipping the scales, which we've done. Joseph Arimathea always says, hold the light. We've been hearing a lot, hold the line. And we've pretty much done that. So now what happens is like we are literally the gatekeeper like Hekate. Because remember, Hekate isn't separate of us. She is part of you. So we are the ones that do hold the gate open for ourselves. And then others will come. So I do truly believe that the probably the biggest challenge that we're going to have now is really listening to that guidance and trusting it, because we've been so used to doing things the same way, that like living in the same house, but you know deep down you're supposed to move. I mean, I'm going to share my experience. My as you know, that it was just Egypt. Then all of a sudden that just completely folded down, and Sekhmet was like, no, you go to Avalon. And I fought it, and I'm still fighting it quite a bit, but it's effortless, easeful and flow. And it's like, and I can see that that's happening, but I'll be super honest that even though that sounds magical and amazing, I'm still fighting it when everything has been put on a plate for me here, and my body's less stressed and it's easier and I'm supported, and it just feels so right, more than it ever has done. I mean, that's craziness that I would be fighting the ease and grace, but I am. So I just want to chuck that in the circle instead of just doing it on the call, going, ease and grace, guys, just breathe into it. Let's keep it real. It's like crazy, the human psychology and the human psyche, how we fight to hold on to the very thing we don't want. So we need to actually go, right, okay, instead of traumatizing ourselves and going, no, we need to be ease and grace. Let's just stop a minute and take a hot minute and bless that aspect of us and that child, because it's the child, and say, no problem. Do you know what I mean? Let's just wait. It can wait. It's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay. So you're fighting. Why are you fighting? What's going on here? Well, it's okay. We won't move today. We'll do it tomorrow. That kind of like conversation. Do you know what I mean? Like you would do with any child, just to pacify a little bit and tentatively say, come, and then we go, you know? So I think this is what we need more than ever. So much love for ourselves, and so much support, unconditional love, because I don't think we realize what we have done, what we are doing, the energy that we have endured. Because remember, what you go through in your personal life is what you go through for the collective. If you're feeling it, you're clearing it. The world is a reflection of you. So if you're going through a divorce, or if you're going through heartache and heartbreak with your child leaving, that's stimulating the grief. That's my piece of the puzzle that I said I would carry. You know, it's oneness. It's oneness. So it's like, you know, you've done so much. So it's all like just to take a moment, and let's not forget about that, and just say, right, okay, can we just have a little bit of a, yeah, well done. You got this far. Well done. You know what I mean? Because I think if we transist too quickly, you're going to have more lessons to repeat. Do you know what I mean? So there's like, you know, we just got to come into this space now, and we're going to do another meditation to kind of like, you know, round it all off, because sometimes it's just a case of like handing it over. And we're just sitting in the center of the mothers, because it's the mother energy. Yes, I have Joseph Arimathea around me all the time, who is basically the perfect depiction. He is the example of what the divine feminine looks like in a masculine. And when I feel his energy, it's just like, Oh, and Michael, I'm going to bring you into it. And Ra, I'm going to bring you into it. The two guys, thank you for showing up today because I'm not just paying lip service. Michael, we've had long conversations about this, our Magdalene moments. And Ra, we've also spoken about it as well. That like you guys are all men, but you have such a deep connection to the divine feminine. And I'm seeing that more and more. And I'm bro. And I'm loving that because I'm even seeing it in my husband, and it's like always been divine masculine. Do you know what I mean? They've always got a bad rep because basically we've always been like, it's you. And now all of a sudden it's like the divine masculines that are in our tribe. It's like they're not like, by any means like Michael, right? You're not by any means weak, but you're just so intuitive and in touch with that. And what is so beautiful and amazing, and I really wanted to acknowledge this, is the divine feminine in the men, because it's like, what does that look like? And we're starting to see that because we've had a massive pendulum swing, goddess energy, priestess, goddess. That's an imbalance in itself. So we got to bring that back. And we need to acknowledge the men because they're reflecting back to us how our divine masculine should look within inside of us, allowance of the flow of the divine feminine. So it's like really important. I'm going to be doing more classes on that. I'm actually going to be announcing in the future, Michael, putting it on your radar, I'm actually going to do a men's only group in Avalon. And I just like, yeah, it's like that. I just got the message and it was like, yeah, it's for the men only because it's always like, you guys have got to duck in with the chicks. And I'm like, no, we're going to honor the guys, man. And we're going to do it. We're going to do a guys retreat here. But that's yeah, whoa, Ra, you're coming. I'm going to take that whoa as a yes. Okay. So I'm coming for you, bro.
But here's another one. So between, Magdalene didn't follow all the way up there, and neither did James. James, the Camino de Santiago is where brother James ended up, right?
Yeah.
And then the womb of all womb caves is a place you need to be.
Where's that?
That's in the Pyrenees. That's near Perpignan, France, right?
Yes. Yes.
It's a Magdalene cave. The Magdalene energy is through the Pyrenees all the way over to Italy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Is that the one? Is that the south of France or is this different?
Yeah, it's south of France.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
south.
yeah. That's kind of like the origin of all of this energy because that's where she passed away. That's where she kind of ended her life, isn't it?
And it comes right up through from Egypt all the way to, it's like this meridian all the way through to Avalon.
Yeah.
And like this, July is her birthday, right?
Oh.
And there's going to be another one. So what's significant about the cave? Number one, when I first got in there, I thought it was a dragon cave. I really thought,
Okay. Yeah.
why isn't this in Avalon, right? But in it, it's called the womb of all wombs. It's where she did healing, like the egg.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
what's significant in there?
Yeah.
There is a citrulline sphincter type pillar.
Was this one you were telling me? It's like the phallus, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Phallic type. That's the presence of Yeshua.
Yeah.
That's the Magdalene. That's where she could channel. They were together. That's where they were uniting. That's a uniter place.
Yeah. Oh, that's giving me goosebumps because it's interesting that you say that because I think thank you for bringing this into the circle, Michael, because I was actually feeling that my wheels were spinning and I was like, I need to look beyond Avalon. And
Yeah.
I was actually feeling, look, I am a starseed that does do things 2 times. And I'm like, right, what's next? But I was feeling like, right, okay, that there's more, right?
Yeah.
There's many, Alini, who was on our Egypt group, she'd also been there. I think you two, the one who'd been there. So you held those conscious codes, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's like, watch this space. I think we're all going to be going with Michael to south of France because Michael's traveled everywhere, by the way. He's like, he's done, you've done quite a bit, quite extensive wisdom, which I love about the Magdalene energy and obviously coming from divine masculine, and I feel, and it's so interesting you say that because today I dropped all my eggs today and I broke them. And as soon as I broke my eggs, I was like, I knew that it was to do with Mary Magdalene. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I went upstairs and slept for 2 hours. So it's been like, yeah, so there's like big energy. But I think you're absolutely right. And I would really like to bring this into the circle. Bridie's Mound, thank you. That this is where we're going to next, quite rapidly. because I feel that now we need to, exactly like Michael says, it's like, you know, it's going to other places like that that really have that divine balance. You know, I feel the world is very imbalanced right now, so I feel that maybe like next year and beyond, this is where we're all going to be stampeding to these other places, and well, not stampeding, but you know what I'm saying, because I feel that this union within is now we're on the precipice of it, and it's gonna make complete sense that we go to these places. You know, it's everything's a journey, isn't it? Everything's a journey, you know. So thank you for that. So yeah.
4 times I've been there. Only once was a group of women. It was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
we're surrounded by the girls.
But the other 3 times I was there by myself, just meditating right between the altar of the womb and this phallic window, and then looking out through the cave, or the dragon cave hole. It's right above it. It's like awesome, and
When we were
I can picture myself right there right now.
when we were in Egypt, the subterranean chamber, which is where when on our last trip, that's actually the womb of Gaia. And
Yep.
this is what blows my mind a little bit, that everybody focuses on the top chamber, but the womb of Gaia sits underneath the Great Pyramid, and the Great Pyramid, according to Thoth, or Drumbelow Melchizedek, said that that was always there, and the reason the pyramids were built was because of the presence of that womb of Gaia. It wasn't part of the Great Pyramid, and that chamber is also known as the well. So where there's a well, there's a way. You know, so it's like, and well, it's obviously completely Saint Bridget. It's the divine feminine. So it's almost like, as Mary Magdalene always said, or rather Mother Mary, hidden in plain sight. So I would like to bring this to the forefront as well, that you're going to start to see so much more around you, where you're like, wow, look at that, wow, look at that. And I was telling my daughter when we were sat in Wells Cathedral, the arches of the church, like the point, it goes at the point there. That is actually the symbology of the yoni, and that is like hidden in plain sight. And they scrubbed out all of the divine feminine, or they tried to, but there's still so much that is just stood the test of time, that never disappeared. And I just think that's the magic of all of this. That instead of being like angry, like, oh, do you know what I mean? Because I've been really looking at the libraries here, and there's a lot of books that kind of really get angry about the absence of the divine feminine. And I get it. Do you know what I mean? Because I've got a lot of righteous rage as well. I think we all have, man or women, because when something's taken from you, you know, but in truth, the absolute magic that it's like hidden in plain sight, it's right there. So in truth, with everything that we've spoken about today, are we really that lost? Or do we just need to put our different specs on, or just take these off altogether? You know? So it's like we're going to be okay. We are okay. You know? And another thing as well, we got to talk more, because, you know, when you connect with your tribe, you know, it makes a whole lot of difference. You know, it's like, it really, really does. And it really, really helps you kind of like, you know, get that strength and fortitude to get to the next level. And we're nearly there. We are nearly there, you know? So I'm going to take us into a final meditation now, which is going to be really, really coming into the mothers and having that sense of feeling and security, and just, you know, because I truly feel, and I've analyzed this a lot, is when I'm feeling really under it. And my biggest thing is it's about safety. Think about it. When you feel safe, everything's peaceful. It's the one thing that we don't realize, that when you're stressed, when you're feeling uncomfortable, there is a deep-seated feeling that you're not safe. So when we can actually have a quick image, I think it's very, very powerful to have imagery, where that's why I like to do the meditations the way we do, because when you're actually feeling, you're going to be able to use this with this one I'm going to share with you, and it's just a short meditation. When you're with the mothers, you can just think of this circle of mothers all around you. You're the child in the middle, and you just say, I'm safe. It is profound. Just that imagery, the words, and then you feel yourself do that. It's simple. Doesn't have to be an hour meditation. Doesn't have to be like 5 hours with a healer. Just that, you know, just that. And just feeling that your space is held, because it's always held. So getting yourself comfortable once more. And we're going to call all of the mothers in. like a healing balm. That's what I'm feeling, you know? And this is very Bridget, because we're talking about the hearth and the fire in the home, the nurturing, the cauldron that rests over the fire, the food and the soup and the casserole that's constantly cooking. It's warm, cozy, and comforting. So taking a nice deep breath in now. Inhale. And as you exhale, feeling your energy field expand. Feeling your calves relax. Feeling your glutes relax. Let your belly hang out. Pull the shoulders up to the ears and just relax. You may want to move your head a little bit and loosen up all the tension. And now, breathing into the heart space now. Breathing into that beautiful heart portal. And this is a stunning blue rose that is showing itself to you. First of all, it is a mere bud. But the more you breathe into your heart space, all of a sudden the bud now opens up as a beautiful rose. With each divine breath, you ignite this beautiful aqua golden energy as each petal unfurls, and it reveals this massive heart portal, a beautiful blue rose. And as you feel yourself expanded now, you feel yourself like do a trust fall, as if you were a tiny person falling into a big like pool of goose feathers. It's like, whew, you feel that energy, that softness, that knowing that there's something there to catch your fall, and you're just willing and just open to do so. So you feel yourself doing the biggest trust fall into your heart space now, surrounded by the blue energy, and blue is very significant here. For as you float into your own inner cosmos, you feel yourself float into a visual now, where as you float, like you are just a feather, that's what it looks like to me, you slowly land onto a beautiful bed of 1,000,000 blue rose petals. And as your being touches these rose petals, there is like a little bit of electricity, energy, golden sparks. The petals, they glow. And as you feel yourself kind of like really go into this squashy, soft bed of blue rose petals, there is a very powerful healing that starts to take place with it. As you are embodied, held by the sacred blue rose energy, you feel yourself deeply breathing now, bringing in the blue energy, soothing into your being, into your tired body, because it takes a lot to embody all this light. Loving your physical vessel, breathing in the blue energy into your bones, into your cells, into your blood, into your muscles, and feeling the energy as it just soothes your heart, soothes your chakras. You feel blue energy as it just gently massages your temples, your third eye relaxes. You feel your jawline release. And the more you breathe, you feel the petals beneath you that are breathing with you. And you become this oneness, calming, soothing, blue rose frequency. You have never felt so rested. You've never felt so as you are on your missions in your life. There are ebbs and flows, are there not? There's times for you to push hard and there's times for you to rest, but draw on the energy of this blue rose petal healing bed. Visualize yourself as you are now lying absolutely held by this soothing energy. This is the energy of the mothers. And as you lie there,
Every single muscle in your body is just relaxed. Any remnants of tension is transmuted. Any dysfunctional emotions, anything that's allowed out of alignment, any anxiety is just absorbed into the rose petals. And as you lie there, suddenly you feel an even more deeper, comforting, loving, nurturing presence. The mothers, they gather around you as you lay like a babe on these petals, in these petals. So many mothers, they all hold hands and they start to hum and sing and they rock from side to side as if they were rocking you to sleep, just like a baby. And as the mothers, they sing, they are telepathically communicating with you the message that you are so safe, you are so held, and you are so deeply, deeply loved by each and every one of them, that you are never on your own. And when times become challenging, remember this place, for this is a realm that you come to for this deep, nurturing, sacred connection. And as the mothers now, they hum and they sing together, this sound vibration starts to work all the way through your chakras, relaxing a very overworked crown chakra. The frequency and vibration releases and relaxes the third eye, bringing softness and ease to the throat chakra. Heart chakra is expanded and relaxed. The louder they hum, the deeper it goes as it now moves into your solar plexus. And as we move to this place, the mothers, they sing more intensely now, not to harm or bring trauma, just to deepen the healing and the relaxation of that solar plexus, for that is very, very, very stressed a lot of the time. And you feel their words, their song, the blue rose energy just soothing the sacral, the solar plexus. And then this now moves down, almost trickles in, if you will, into the sacral chakra, soothing the creative space of your masculine and feminine dance. And then bringing that frequency of their divine song all the way in to your root chakra. Feeling them now hum quietly, soothing your being, and then feeling this energy just, you have never felt so relaxed, so held, and so loved. And then the singing ceases, and you feel yourself so wrapped up in cotton wool, like they've wrapped a warm blanket around you, and they whisper in your ear, "It is now time to rest, sweet one. It's time to rest." And with the new moon blessings, a new way will be born through you. The hard work has been done. The hard yards have been endured. It is now time for you to rest. Love and blessings. Blessed be. And now, as we close on this ceremony, I suppose, on Bridie's Mound, we give the greatest of gratitude to the crows that have been flying around me, which is very the Morgans, the 9 Morgans. It's very much Hekate. It's very just Avalon. We give thanks, deepest gratitude to Lady Avalon, Lady of the Lake, Hekate, Cerridwen, Sekhmet, all of the mothers that joined us. There's so many of them. And all of the fathers, Joseph and Yeshua, and so many of them. This is a oneness wisdom feeling, I think. And feeling a little bit lighter in our hearts now as we start to bring our consciousness and our awareness back to our physical beings, back to this place. Taking some powerful breaths into your physical being. Wiggling your fingers and your toes, bringing yourself back to this space. And really continuing on with your day or your night and your week of just taking it slower now. Being team you, no matter what. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Ooh. That was nice. I could have stayed there for a while. Hey.
That was
Thank you.
amazing. Thank you so much.
I'm so glad. And thank you for being here with me because, like I said, it's not the Marie show, even though it does feel like that a lot of the time. But it's an us show. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I just want to thank you guys so much because it's always in an exchange. Because as much as like, you know, you sort of like sitting there and going, okay, what's Marie going to teach today? It's always in an exchange because I turned up in tears, just like, I'm full of grief. Oh my God. Do you know what I mean? So it's like we all go through it and we all help each other. And I just want to say thank you to you and your presence and just being here because it's helped me move through a little bit of energy today because it's a lot and I've still got 2 days to go. You're so welcome. So welcome.
You got this. You got this.
Yeah. Well, if I haven't, oh well. Do you know what I mean? Well, I'll see you up there in the stars. Thank you so much for being here. I'm absolutely
Thank you, Marie.
No, you are so welcome. I'm actually so chuffed that I pulled off this outside. I've been dreaming about this, worrying about it. There's no cell phone network here. So thank you to the gods for allowing connectivity on a technological basis to work, you know? So thank you guys. So I'm going to be a bit quiet. I'm going to be traveling back to Cape Town next week and I'm going to be firing it up. You know what I mean? Because I've also got just a little bit of an announcement. The next phase I'm going into, the priests and priestesses of Sekhmet. Are you one of them? And if you are, I'm going to be encouraging you to step into the next phase. This may be an add-on temple gathering, which will not be shared publicly because it's going to be full-on ceremony. So I'm going to do a video on it. And then when we do a kind of like live thing, we're going to be stepped up to work and do certain things. And that's not something I will ever share publicly because it's not a teaching class, it's ceremony. Sacred is secret and secret is sacred. Okay. So I'm going to be calling the troops in, you know what I mean? To walk into the next realm. So the priests and the priestesses of Sekhmet, calling you in now. And I know that's all you lot. So yeah. Okay. But loads of love to you guys. And I will pick up messages and all sorts on the way. All right. But greetings and blessings and all of the things from Avalon. Hey?
Thank you.
All right. Love to you. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you for coming. See you later.